Let's talk about H's in Civilization 7 and why they are one of the most important factors in the game. Even though personally I have a little bit of a problem with them, this is a completely neutral video on how they work, what to look out for, and how to act when the changes of H's is upon you. If you have just started out to play Civilization 7, then you might actually get pretty close to your first age change, and those are the things you have to look out for. The first age change is happening at around turn 150, and this will then get you from the classic into the age of discovery, right? And before you're doing all of this, you have to deal with a crisis event. What's a crisis event, you ask? Well, I cannot fully answer that because it depends on the crisis event you are getting. There are tons of different crises in the world which can appear, and they are also random, and they're also depending on the age you are in. So, as you can see here, I am in the antique, and I'm pretty close to get into the age of discovery. And my crisis in this particular playthrough was the rise of barbarians. So I have like a lot of barbarian camps coming up, just spawning tons and tons of units, trying to overrun the world, and I had to put out all the fires. In another playthrough, I basically just had a plague going around the world and decimating all the city. Fun fact was, I didn't really have the plague. Like, the plague arrived in one of my cities 2 turns before the age ended, and the whole crisis didn't really happen to me. With the barbarian camps, though, oh yeah, this is something I had to take care of because they were spawning everywhere, and every time you put them out, there would be new camps spawning somewhere else, so you had to take care of that. And it even made me so that I had to stop the war I was fighting against Machiavelli and had to take care of the barbarian camps. Also, very important, when you are going into the crisis, you will get crisis policies. You can see them right here. And yes, you have to fill up all the open social policies or crisis policies, right? You have to fill them up. The good news is you can mix and match them how you like and how you see fit. As you can see, I choose some crisis which will not hit me that hard. And also the good news is when the crisis starts to begin, you can see that this is the time where the crisis starts, and you will be aware of that. There is a bar which is slowly filling up, so you will never be surprised on when the crisis is starting to begin. And then when the next crisis intensifies and you have to put in a new crisis policy because they're not starting you out with 4, they're starting you with, I think, 1 or 2, and then you have to add more, you can still swap out the policies you have already put in. So at the beginning, I put in that banditry was pretty big, right? And I would lose -5 gold for each imported resource. Then I realized over time, oh damn, I'm importing a lot of resources. That is not good. So I swapped it out again and swapped it in for something else. So you can do that dealing with a crisis. And then when you have that, and you have finally reached the end of the crisis, you will get into the next age. So now when I'm hitting next turn, we will go into the next age and things will change rapidly. You can see here how it ends, right? It's pretty straightforward. You cannot miss that. Also, another thing which will happen here in a second, you will be kicked back basically in the main menu. I know this is a bit confusing. You're also getting XP and all that. It's basically like you finished a playthrough and you finished it in that age you have been playing. And there will be a lot of loading screens. I know it's like this weird, you saw there, we were even kicked back into the main menu for a second. And now you can actually choose the civilization you want to play in the next age. We will play here as Spain, just for the sake of it. And then the whole thing loads back into the game. So, of course, all the buildings have changed. And you will also get new research trees, new civic trees, right? This is nothing unusual. Also very important that you can now choose your legacy, right? Those are extra perks again you can utilize, and you can also get like extra points in for the militaristic tree, for the expansionist tree, and so on and so forth. Like there's just a lot of things you can now choose depending on how well you have played all the different missions or objectives you got in a previous age, right? If you succeeded to get as many as possible out of those, you will get stronger legacies, aka buffs, in the new age. We would just choose here some so that we can actually continue, right? Like normally you would take a little bit longer to make your choices, and then you say, yeah, those are the legacies I want for this playthrough. Then of course you are getting points for your tree. But what else has changed beyond that? So the first thing you will probably immediately notice is that all the wars has ended. That's it. You are not at war with anyone anymore, even though the AI will still remember what you did. They will not forget that. Second, all your armies have been teleported back to cities at random. And yes, I mean at random. You can see here I have an army commander and some archers. Then I have some cavalry right here. We have some army commander and some cavalry here, and then we have some army commander and some units here. So they will be randomly distributed all over the map. And you might even lose some units. Don't forget that your siege units you had in the classic era, the ballistas, they're also gone. They are gone, and you have to research them again. I don't know why they forgot how a ballista works, but that's just how it goes. And you basically have to bring back the armies again. This is very tedious. This is rather annoying, right? That you have to, like, you sometimes also get more army commanders. Like, the units you had will be now also changed. So this will be slightly confusing when you were getting in a new age, and it definitely has been one of the most annoying parts of this. But you basically have to form new armies with the units and generals you now got. But there is something else you have to do now, and this is very important when you are building your cities. So all the buildings which are not ageless or not permanent, like the warehouses, they lost all their adjacency bonuses. It's all gone. Like, they're still doing their thing. Let me show you this, because we have now the bazaar, right? This is an upgrade on the market, right? You can see the market right here. We still have the market. The market is still producing 2 gold for us, but the market completely lost all the adjacency bonuses and the extra gold they were producing. So what you want to do is you basically want to use the bazaar and paint over the market so that you can actually get the adjacency bonuses again. You can also see that you would get some, and the game is showing you on the left side that yes, you would paint over the market. And that's what you want to do with basically all the buildings which are not ageless, or which are not warehouses, or of course world wonders, which are also ageless. But that is very, very important to do, because you might think, wait, Mo, but I could have the market and the bazaar, right? Yeah, of course you could do that, but let's be honest here. 2 gold is what you were getting from the market. That's not a number you care too much for, especially in the new age. You can get much, much higher numbers. And also, you are running slowly out of space. You can see it here with my main city. I have basically reached the maximum of tiles I can get with my city. And now I have to utilize the slots I have inside my city. So yeah, you're running a little bit of space, and you have to plan better. And yes, that means you will paint over. Like, not painting over doesn't seem to be a good plan in itself. One last thing I have to mention, and this is very important. Even though when you are running into the modern age, and I don't have any footage of that right now because, well, forget about that. But the moment you are getting into the modern age, there will be no crisis event at the end of the modern age, but the modern age can end. Even though nobody has reached any of the victory conditions, the game will end when the modern age reaches 100%. No matter what you have achieved. No, there is no just one more round. There is no continue playing or anything. Like, when the modern age ends, it's the end of the game and you have to restart. That's how it works. With that said, we're at the end of the video. If you still have some questions or ideas, let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, you want to see more Civilization 7 guides and also other strategy games, we're completely focusing here on the Mole Under Management channel, I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. With that said, have a good one, stay safe,